What is up, everybody? It is your boy Robbie Daga, finally coming through with a review of the Unbroken hero, that Final Fantasy 13 snow job in Mobius Final Fantasy. He's sparkling, he's punching, he's a badass. Let's take a look at this job card, see what it actually gives you. Of course, you get the water, earth, and dark elements. Really good elements. I like any tank that has dark. That means you get access to Dispelga, which is a badass buff in 5-star multiplayer. If you've had a chance, if you haven't had a chance, start playing around with that. It's so much fun. You can remove like everything's buffs, and then it leaves room to apply buffs. So I love that he's a dark tank. This is one of the reasons why I actually still wanted him very much. Sovereign Fist is his ult. Area attack. Just does all kinds of crazy damage and break power damage. As you can see, 32.8k attack power and about 17k break power. So not bad at all. 3 stars crit chance. It applies Monk Trance, so you won't need to be bringing that card in your deck if you can guarantee an ult. Looks like we get Clutch Brave. So we're looking at the auto abilities now. Let's see what really makes this job shine. Clutch Brave, Clutch Boost, Clutch Drain, Clutch Wall. Yes, Clutch Wall. A tank with Clutch Wall. Oh, yes, that's awesome. Oh my god! The Enhanced Water 120%. The Enhanced Dark 120%. Good god. Alright, so keep that in mind, because that's how we're going to be building up our snow later, with water and dark if possible. Resistances to fire, wind, and light, 30% each. So his opposing elements, that's interesting. Element starter plus 16. Extended break plus 4. That's very standard. Painful break? Interesting. This job also has painful break, which increases damage dealt during break by 150%. Insane. Exploit weakness also 30%. So this job's really going to do really well when you pit him against opposing elements. So when you pit him against the fire, wind, and the light, he's really going to shine. Ultimate charge plus 1 is awesome, since he has a fantastic ult that can do all kinds of crazy break damage and kill damage, basically. Kill and draw plus 1. That's good, and that's actually a good thing. Auto charge ults plus 3. Damn. So just every turn, he's going to charge up a little ults there. And then he was our first job in global that had the attack limit break, where his normal attacks deal more than 9,999 damage. So you can literally just punch stuff to death, and you can get kills like that. And it works really well. You cannot have your defense averted down, which is awesome. When you job change shift, it's going to shift to water, 4 JCR, and of course you're a tank in multiplayer, so you're going to do area elemental drives, and you get that 50% HP boost. Damn! So it looks good. So let's talk about how we would build it. Let's take a look at some base stats, see what we're looking at here. So I've got all kinds of crazy tower builds over here, so let's not screw any of those up. Alright, let's put snow here and take everything off. And let's also look at his weapon and what it gives. Alright, so his weapon is the Styria and Nyx X. Looks like that's gonna give you a stock painful break plus 50%. Elemental third strike plus 2. You know, okay as it starts for now. For me personally, I'm still probably gonna stick with my Urges X probably for everything, but not a bad weapon at all. Also, another good weapon for this job would be the Master Monk's weapon that does eventually give you some extra Scourge damage when you, which means like extra damage when you have your targets broken. So that would be pretty awesome on this job. So I don't have that, obviously, so let's just go with the Urgies. And then, actually, let's go with just base stats. Let's take a look. Worst weapon we can use, let's take a look. 5.4k HP, not bad. Almost 700 attack, 701 break, 210% magic. Pretty good for a monk, honestly. 1-star crit chance, 7-star speed, 7 stars defense, not bad at all looking at these base stats. This job is definitely a beast. Let's put some cards on it. Let's talk about how we would build this thing. So the best thing ever about this job is it's gonna do the extra damage. Its auto attacks do more than 9,999 damage, so even if you don't have something awesome like Aerith that's gonna give you the end spell, so you're gonna be able to do maximum, you know, damage, you can still use a Monk Sicarius card, kind of the same way. Since the Monk Sicarius cards, or the shot cards, if you have the shot cards, they're of course better, but you know, just use what you got. As you can see, the Sicarius cards imbue water, so it's gonna stick that end spell on you for 3 attacks. That's gonna be really nice. And then if you've got the shock version of this, it'll also charge your ult, which is what you're gonna want. And then of course, if you were playing during the 13 event, you may have the Snow Final Fantasy 13 card, and if you have that, this card on this job is amazing. If you can stick that together, you might not have it though. Let's just go with some really basic stuff. Our enhancements are 120 to water, 120 to earth. Sorry, to dark. So let's go ahead and build. See, this is dark shock. This is what you want. This imbues dark. You know, it applies to martial flow, critical sundering, but what it really does that's awesome is charging attack, which is your next 3 normal attacks charge your ultimate gauge. So not only are you going to be imbued, but they're going to charge your ultimate gauge, so it's kind of a no-brainer. And then you could go with another card if you wanted to. I usually kind of stick with my two attack cards, 2 kind of support cards for myself. And then everybody's got like Knights of the Round, which is in my sub deck. So if you don't have Knights of the Round, if you were playing when this card was available, YRP, that would be a nice card here. And I mean, it doesn't really matter. This is just for an example anyway, so let's just go ahead and stick. We don't need Monk Trance since that comes with that'll happen when we ult, so we don't even need to bring that. Let's go ahead and throw something a little stronger on here. So base stats are kicking ass. At this time, we're looking at 12.3k HP, 1292 attack power, 1173 break, 410 magic, which is decent for it's actually pretty good for a monk. My weapon is boosted out the wazoo though, so that'll come with time. The crit chance is at 6 stars. The speed is through the roof. 8 stars. Defense, we've got 1 gold star and 2 other stars. We've got 12 gold stars of defense. We've got 12 stars of defense. This thing is badass. Let's try them out. Let's take a look. Take a look at the swag here. Oh, starting off with the ult, and there it is. Earlier I mentioned that ult was single. I think I may have said it's area attack, but it's definitely single. So, sorry about that. But as you can see, that Scourge damage does all kinds of crazy. I mean, it just did like 23k all by itself. And of course, we're running a Neo X card here, so that's going to be a humongous help. mean, you could also run the classic tank build, which would be just all support cards, and you would probably be very happy with your results. Now, the only job that's anything like this in Global right now, I would say in our meta, is honestly the Master Monk. I mean, the big difference being Master Monk is more of a breaker, and this job is more of a tank, so, and with, you know, still with different elements, so I can't really compare. I can't really say one is better than the other, although I will say that the ult on Master Monk definitely is better because it gives you all kinds of crazy buffs and it does a prism shift. You know, that being said, this ult isn't bad at all. This job isn't bad at all. It's probably one of the strongest tanks we have in Global right now. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Appreciate you guys coming by for this video. So excited to be trying out this snow job. Hope you guys got some really good pulls in your welcome back summon. Let me know what you got if you haven't let me know already. And as always, thank you so much for coming by, for your support, all the likes, all the shares, the subscribes. Appreciate it, you guys. Love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Have an awesome new year if I don't see you before then. And catch you later.